Assalamu alaikum. You know how important castling is in chess. Because of castling, your king can rest at the side and your rook can get in the game. So today we are looking at the game of Mikhail Tal, in which he didn't allow his opponent to do castling, how he does that and how it was beneficial for him. Let's look in the game. Mikhail Tal was playing as a white and his opponent Michael Stean was playing as a black. So Mikhail Tal started the game with e4, ec5, Sicilian defense, knight to f3, d6, d4. Pawn takes, knight to f6, attacks the e4 pawn, and knight to c3 defends it. If you are a regular player of a Sicilian defense, you know at some point of the game black has to play this a6 and b5. Why this a6 and b5? Because these two moves stop this two powerful knights and this bishop from taking over this b5 square. So Mikhail Tal played bishop to g5, e6, f4. Knight b to d7, but the most popular move in this position is bishop to e7, removes the pin, and queen to e7 c7 also removes this knight pin, but black played knight b to d7, queen to f3, and queen to c7. The simple plan of a black is to play b5, and after b5 he wants to fianchetto his bishop on b7, which will pin this e5 pawn. Long castle b5. This is the main move in this position and it looks quite normal, but in this position Mikhail Tal played Tal type of move and he sacrificed his bishop by playing bishop captures on b5, giving away his full bishop. But why? Let's see in the game. After a captures on b5, knight d captures on b5, attacks the queen, and now black at least needs two moves to do castling, but Mikhail Tal will not allow it. Queen goes to b8 and now e5. So here's the question for you. Can black capture this e5 pawn with his d pawn? No, he cannot capture it. Let's say he play d captures on e5, but now queen captures on a8, queen captures on a8, and now knight to c7 check. After king to e7, knight captures on a8, and Mikhail Tal is winning in exchange. So that's the reason why black didn't play d captures on e5. He played bishop to b7, attacks the queen, queen goes to e2, d captures on e5 because this pawn was still attacking this black knight. And now Mikhail Tal didn't recapture this pawn and he played queen to c4 with a simple plan of knight to c7 check, forking this rook and this king. The main goal of Mikhail Tal is not to capture or win this rook, but to move this king from its starting position. When this king moves from its starting position, there are a lot of ways to attack this king. Black played bishop to c5, stopping this queen physically from defending this c7 square. But because of bishop to c5, this knight on d7 is overloaded because of defending these two pieces. So Mikhail Tal straight away plays bishop captures on f6. Remember, you cannot capture it with the knight because of queen captures on c5, and it's totally winning for Mikhail Tal. That's why it's forced to play g captures on f6, and at this position Mikhail Tal played brilliant rook captures on d7, sacrificing his rook, not sacrificing, exchanging with the bishop. Let's see what Mikhail Tal achieved with this pawn. Black cannot straight away place king captures on d7 because of queen captures on c5. That's why black first played bishop to e3 check, saving his bishop. King goes to b1 and now king captures on d7. And just look at this black king position. That's not the position I would want to play against Mikhail Tal. Mikhail Tal played rook to d1 check, bishop to d4, f captures on e5, f captures on d5, and now knight captures on d4, e captures on d4, and after queen captures on d4. At this position black played king to e7, but just look at some other variations. If you are thinking black can play king to c7, but that's a blunder because of queen to d6 check, king to c8, and after queen to d7 this is a checkmate, and you cannot go to this back rank because of queen captures on h8. That's why it's almost forced to play king to e7. So now queen to c5 check, If black play king to c8, but now knight to b5 with a simple plan of knight to d6 check, and after wherever your king go, the next knight move will be a discover check. So that's why it's forced to play bishop to d5, but now knight to c7 check, king to d7, and now knight captures, pawn captures, and after rook captures, king goes to e8, and now after rook to e5 check, computer is suggesting that black should give up on his queen to save this game. Generally, the two rooks are better compensation for the queen, but in this position, computer is suggesting that Mikhail Tal position is totally winning because of two factors. The first factor is because of this black king. It's too weak and it's too open for Mikhail Tal. And the second factor is these three pawns. Because of these three pawns, Mikhail Tal can advance them very easily, and this would be a totally winning for Mikhail Tal. So that's why black in this position played king to f6, but now rook to f1 check, king to g6, queen to e7, f5. Mikhail Tal was threatening to capture on this f7, so that's why he played f5. Black was thinking that he has physically interfered between this rook and this queen, but Mikhail Tal played queen captures on e6 check, king to g7, queen to e7 check. King cannot go to g8 because of rook captures on f5. So king to g6, h4 with a simple threat of queen to g5. So that's why black played rook to a5. His main idea was Mikhail Tal would play queen to g5 check, and after king to f7 he cannot capture this pawn either with his rook or his queen. But he missed one move, and Mikhail Tal played h5 check, and after king captures on h5, Mikhail Tal started hunting this king. Queen to f7 check, king to h4, queen to f6, king to g3, queen to g5 check, king to h2 is forced, queen to h4, and now it's forced to capture this pawn. After king captures on g2, rook to f2 check, king to g1. Remember, you cannot checkmate on this h2 because of this black queen. So that's why Mikhail Tal give a final blow with knight to e2 checkmate. So that's how Mikhail Tal did not let his opponent do castling, and he just tortured his king. And that is the reason why I am showing you this game, and I hope you like this game. And if you like it, please like this video, subscribe to this channel to get more amazing and inspiring content.